Hi, welcome back to Tech TV. I'm Scarlett Evans and we're here with Bob from Microchip.
Yes.
Bob, tell me a little bit about Microchip. What are you showcasing here?
All right, so Microchip is a leading supplier of smart, secure, and connected devices. We're a leading manufacturer of microcontrollers, mixed signal, and analog products. And our emphasis here again is on those three pillars: smart, connected, and secure for IoT node design. Okay? So we have the booth set out in those basic sections. So I'll just start with the connected wall, and we'll just roll into there. So the blue color is this is the connected wall, showing off various aspects of our connection topologies, or how do you connect to the cloud? There's many ways to connect to the cloud now. The first one, and I'm just going to start from right and move left. What we have here is a smart thermostat using Wi-Fi and Zigbee 3.0. Zigbee 3.0 is an improvement of what's called a mesh networking standard that's used to communicate among things like in your house, where you have multiple nodes that they borrow off each other, and Wi-Fi, everybody knows what Wi-Fi is. Moving over, we have what's called, this is a fun demo, it's just a magic wand demo using one of our new cellular mini boards, which is a combination of our microcontroller and a LTM modem. So there's a magic wand that you wave, and it actually is talking to the cloud, coming back and changing the display. And it's to emphasize the ease of use of cellular modems, which is LTM and NB-IoT, which is fairly recent new standards, which allows very remote connections. The next one over is an extension of a university project, and another example of very remote monitoring. LoRa, or long range, is a very low power method of connecting to the internet, and this demo is just showing off a soil moisture sensor, which is really important in farming applications. Moving over, we have a GPS asset tracker demo and a route tracer. The orange box, or the orange reddish box, contains the same board, that mini cell board, and just a GPS unit. And we've sent a person walking around downtown Austin just to track him, just to show off the functionality. But asset tracking, if you remember that ship that got stuck in the Suez Canal, asset tracking is kind of a big thing now. You're paying a lot of money for stuff getting stuck in places, or not. And then the last demo on the connected wall is another demo that's showing off connections. Essentially, it's a Wi-Fi connection to the cloud. It's more of a predictive maintenance demo for HVAC. It's a pressure sensor that detects very small changes in pressure for things like clogged filters in HVAC systems. And that's just pushing it up to Microsoft Azure, which is a cloud vendor. Okay. So that's kind of the connected wall. So we're emphasizing the different methods of connectivity. We have Wi-Fi, LoRa, and Zigbee. And then as we pan around the booth, the green portions of it, we have examples of a lot of our microcontrollers and microprocessors that are doing image recognition both in Linux operating systems and what we call bare metal, where you're not using an operating system. And again, image recognition, and then there's something called Sobel filtering. We're doing edge detection, and that's important for looking at packages in shipping warehouses. If something's askew on a conveyor belt or something like that, you don't really need to see what the package is. You just need to see something's wrong, and it's all less information to cycle through. Okay? And then the security is another very important part of IoT, because of the number of nodes and the information itself, perhaps not completely secretive, but if you have a large HVAC system or plant monitoring system, you want to make sure not only those connections are robust, but you want to make sure they're secure. you don't want your control system being fed fake data. And we do what's called certificate exchange with large IoT providers. We have technology that allows us to trade very large random numbers known as certificates back and forth to absolutely identify a node in a client. And that's an important, and yet sometimes very overlooked part of the IoT space.
And I'm wondering, with all this, it seems like there are so many potential use cases for these kinds of technologies, but are there any ones that you're particularly excited about or that we should be looking out for in your company?
I think, and it's a large part of moving forward, and it was brought about kind of a combination of the pandemic and the environmental concerns. A large part of whether and not to get political, but the global warming and environmental monitoring is big, both externally and internally. So I'm seeing a lot of activity in environmental monitoring, inside and outside. And the accuracy of that data, how you're getting that data accurately up to the cloud and creating the right inferences from that is really important. And also the security of that is
Yeah, I was about to ask, because obviously with the proliferation of IoT devices and all these sort of gateways, it obviously opens the doors to potential malpractice and it's a lot more vulnerabilities. So are you seeing that the demand for security is also really ramping up?
Yeah, exactly, because it's one thing, almost everybody's had their credit card jacked, right? And that's one thing, let's see, oh, darn, okay, send me a new card. But it's another if you've got your smart house and someone down the street or in a van across the street is actually controlling your house, shutting your lights off and on. That's personal. It adds that extra element. A credit card's an abstract concept. Well, until the Amazon packages show up. But again, someone controlling your house, that's a whole different thing.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the potential ramifications are massive if you go any more wider scale than that anyway. But coming back to Microchip specifically, though, what's on the horizon for the company? What are you excited about happening next?
I think is pulling together what we're calling TSS, which is Total System Solution, because we not only have a wide array of communication devices, Wi-Fi, LoRa, and LTM or cellular IoT, but our analog and our mixed signal technology allows kind of now an exciting array of new ramifications or new combinations of products to be created. More innovative solutions, not only in environmental monitoring, but predictive maintenance. So it kind of a complete package. So I think the excitement now is to get that message across in both examples and app notes and just exposure on the importance of pulling a system together the right way.
Yeah, absolutely. That's almost the end of our time, but was there anything else that you wanted to mention or any of the tech that you wanted to talk about?
Nothing. Again, there's just such I want people to be aware of, both for those of you who are out there that are thinking about this, think about, and I'm a big fan of, because I've had a long history in environmental monitoring from what seems like a lifetime ago. It's important, if you're going to be feeding environmental information to the cloud, make sure it's accurate, and also take into account how crowded the IoT is going to be. So make sure you maximize your efficiency of the data you're feeding to the cloud, because it's going to get busy out there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's only going to keep growing from here. Right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Bob. I hope you have... No, that's okay. Have a lovely rest of your show. Thanks so much to the team here at Microchip, and that's all for Tech TV for today.